Alright, hello there dear YouTubers, my name is King1993 and today I'll be revisiting the character which goes by the name Michele. So without further ado, let's get started. Now, obviously my ranking is higher now, and because my ranking is higher at the moment, what is happening is I am facing against more better players than me, okay, who has even better aims than me. So where can I get this idea from? You can get this idea from playing other than the team deathmatch, okay. But if you do play the team deathmatch, the overall question remains is majority of the time how many times can you actually use that character's special ability, and to a certain point how much bullet does it actually take to destroy the enemy. So even though I made a video regarding of how much important it is to use a character which goes by the name Michele, because she is able to produce a maximum of 3 drones, another extra drone, which totally makes it 4 drones. Okay. Now, despite being able to make 4 drones, the overall problem which I'm facing right now in uh, escort mission is the ability to use these characters. Drones are becoming much more problematic to the point that I eventually realized that the max capability of this character is not going to be the long range at all. It is going to be mid range and the short range. And why am I saying this? The main reason is not because of the weapon itself, rather the limitation of her actives, passive, and even ultimate skill. So let me explain. So obviously in this category, I will obviously select the one which will best benefit me. So rate of fire is highly important instead of rate of damage. That is what majority of the people would think, and it actually totally depends, because if I were to use this and put all of the bullet here, the maximum amount of damage which I'm gonna be able to make is 720, whereas if I were to just do this and do it again, it will be 690, so not that much. So overall, in this case, I would highly suggest that you go for something that will basically give you the more benefit. Obviously, this one is going to be more beneficial than this one here, because even if the rate of fire increases, your overall damage is not going to be increasing. So normally rate of fire should indicate how much damage you are going to be taking, because a higher rate of fire indicate is something else. Maybe this is just a game mechanic and I do not need to actually use the real world example, okay. But this totally depends, because this one you will get about 720 and this one will give you 690. Only difference is 30 points, okay, not that much. But when it comes to this thing, I would highly suggest that you select the magazine capacity and not the reload speed, because reload speed will lower your reload rate by 1 second. Go for this one, because majority of the time you will not be able to shoot at the enemy on the head, which is why if you were to see an enemy turning in paper mode, at least you will be able to shoot them, okay. Now even if they turn into a paper, you might be able to not hit them properly, but still being able to shoot at the head majority of the time is not going to be possible. Majority of the bullet are going to be hitting on the body. And when it comes to the ADS speed, okay, I would highly suggest that you go for spread control, because the more control you have over your spread, the better it is. As you can see here, the overall bullet, all of the bullet went into this area here, whereas if I were to do this here, ADS speed, and do it again, you will see almost the same result. So overall question remains is, okay, if I'm getting overall same result, then what am I gonna do? Okay, if you were to get overall same result, then instead of what I said before, go with spread control. Don't do the spread control, do ADS speed, because what happens is in this mode here, let me give you an example. If I were to shoot at the head, I want majority of the bullet to shoot at the head, and I need it to happen fast, okay. And if I were to do it in sniper mode, maybe it will be a lot more beneficial. But because this character is not a sniper character, going with the ADS is not going to be that much useful, because ADS is becoming a lot more useful the more you are trying to use a sniper based weapon. So ADS I highly do not recommend. I do recommend is spread control. And let's see, if I were to do this or even do this, it is still gonna be very accurate, because the inaccuracy rate of these guns are much lower compared to a short gun, sorry, not shotgun, a sniper rifle. So if you were to not use the ADS on the sniper rifle, majority of your shots are gonna get missed. Whereas if you were to use normal speed control then and not ADS, then you're still gonna be able to benefit from highly accuracy within the mid range and even the short range. Okay, so overall, I would still select that you. I would still select spread control over ADS because these characters are not a sniper based character, and because this character is not a sniper based character, I highly recommend that you go with spread control. Okay, in case if you are confused, let me tell you again. ADS is very good for sniper based character, and spread control is very good for mid range or short range characters. So don't use ADS on a assault rifle, use it on a sniper rifle. Okay, so that is what I'm saying. Now after all of this gun fixing are done, the main problem which I'm facing right now is not with the gun itself, rather the gun overall damage output. That all I already showed you that it was getting a damage of 720, not that much. Okay, what do I mean to say? This character here, if he were to shoot all of his shots, it's gonna be about over 1000, whereas for this character it is about 720. Now the other problem that I'm facing right now is, let's say the enemy is within that distance. Okay, if the enemy is within that distance, how much distance is it? It is 17 meter, whereas for example that one is 38 meter or 36, and that one over there is how much? 65 meter. Okay, somewhere around here. It is about 60 meter. Okay, let's say about 60 meters. So let's say I'm gonna be putting this somewhere near the enemies to distract them. Can I actually do that? The answer is no, because as you can see here the range is very short. I can only do it for mid range, but even among the mid range it falls into the low mid category. So how can I increase the range? Okay, let's see if I can increase the range. No, it will not increase the range. What it will increase is, if I were to place it on the map, it will be able to detect enemy within a larger area. Now the problem which I'm having with this is, let's say this is where I am and this is where the enemies are in the escort mission. So if I want to take control of the battle platform, I need to at least have half control over here, but I'm not getting half control. I'm getting about a quarter control of this area. So if I get quarter control of this area, how am I gonna supposed to advance at the enemy? Is it possible? No, it becomes really impossible to do that. So even though this character is able to produce a lot more what should I call it, a lot more of this turret, the only problem which I'm having right now is the length of the turret is a lot smaller. If they were to be a bit more larger, I would have rated this character in higher ranking. But because of that reason, what happens is majority of the time when I am in a 3 versus 3 team deathmatch, I try to see of how much MVP I am getting. If I'm getting MVP, then it means that I am outperforming my peers. Why is that? Because the thing is, in this game, sometimes you'll get a full bot match. So the question remains is, okay, then how can I know that my performance is better than my teammate? By looking at which one has gotten the highest amount of score. The one which has gotten the highest amount of score will be considered as the MVP. Getting MVP in higher ranking using Michele has become a lot more difficult, to the point that I eventually came to realize that Michele is actually very good at mid range and the short range, but not in the long range. At short range, she can use her, what should I call them, turrets a lot more efficiently, to the point that in majority of the fight, Michele has higher chances of winning in the mid range than in the long range. But when she is gonna be fighting against the long ranger, she is gonna be getting killed majority of the time. So in this case, I would highly suggest that if you were to use this character, never use this character in long range, only use this character in short range. Now, other things that I must need to mention is, let's say this is an escort mission, right? Somewhere around here is gonna be the bus. So you can stick the bombs onto the bus, and as the bus moves, the sorry, this turret will move as well. And somewhere, if the uh, enemies are showing up, okay, so what you can do, you can basically place this somewhere in the middle, because this thing has a very huge energy, not energy, a lot of huge durability. As a result, this will stay on the battlefield for about 30 seconds, which is a lot. And because it will be staying on the battlefield for about 30 seconds, the overall question remains is, can you increase it? Yes, you can increase it by another 2 seconds. Now it is 32 seconds. Okay, and if this bot were to stay 32 seconds on the battlefield, it will basically do a lot of help against the enemy. So yeah, this is how you'll be using this thing. Now, what you should need to be considering is, which one should you be going for? When it comes to the small turrets, you would definitely need a longer range. So instead of getting 3, go for the longer range, because the more you are able to annoy the enemy, the better it is. Using 3 is good, but the problem is the range at which the enemy were to see this, and if these were to not attack the enemy, then what will happen, the enemy will basically destroy my what should I call them, uh, turret a lot more sooner, which is not very beneficial. So in this case, the overall question remains is, which ground am I trying to cover? I'm trying to cover a mid-range ground, which is why I would rather have long range instead of 3. Okay, that's basically how it goes. Now you can select this and this, because this will basically give this character a lot more what should I call it, armor, and this one will basically give damage reduction in paper mode. Okay, so this is how I would organize this. Now if you were to ask me, okay, which one should I organize them based on serial, if I want to organize them based on serial, then I would highly go for this one, range, damage and range 50% more. I would definitely go with this one first, and then the next one that I'll be going for will be this one here, whichever benefits me the most. Obviously spread control is going to be the very important one. So 1, 2, then 3, then this one 4, and then 5. And while that happens, I forgot another one, this one. Okay, so it will go something like this: 1, 2, 3, and then 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. This is how I would recommend this character to perform. Okay, now after all of this is done, the overall question remains is, okay, which one should you select here? Obviously this will be selected automatically, because it takes 1 green and 1 blue, which I will be doing obviously at the beginning. So after I have gotten this one, I would definitely go for this one, and then this. So this will be activated on the third for me. It will depend on you guys, on how you guys prefer. Then afterwards, obviously I need to get all of these activated first, and then this one will basically give me more armor. So this armor will basically turn into more armor, so I will get a lot more armor out of what actually. The Michele gains 25 temporary armor when she summons her uh, turret. So let's see what happens. Am I getting more armor? Okay, I'm not getting more armor. I should have gotten more armor. Michele gains 45 temporary armor when her summons are destroyed within 45. Okay, so if someone were to destroy that, I'll get 45 more. Okay, I guess I need to hit another one. Okay, I guess I cannot destroy my own turret. Someone else have to destroy that turret. Only then I would be able to get 45 more armor. Okay, Now what about this one? This one is not activated easily. In order to activate this, you must need to deploy your turret. Okay. Now what about Awaken 3? Awaken 3 is called Whiskerborn. Any summons within 15 meters will basically increase the rate of fire and weapon usability. So your rate of fire or the weapon will become a lot more better. So that is basically what it is saying. So overall, how would I rate this character? Because compared to Nobunaga, okay, I'm not getting enough kill using Michele. I would definitely put her in the mid rank, because even though she is not getting enough kill, she is not getting enough kill to become MVP, she is getting enough kill to actually win the fight. So with that in mind, I would highly recommend this character as the second most wanted character in the POS member. Okay, so that is how I will rate this character here. I will have to drop her ranking to second place, and the first place goes to Nobunaga, because basically use this character to get MVP majority of the time. Okay, whereas for this one, I am like, I feel confidence when I use this character, but I do not feel confidence when I use this character, even in my higher ranking. So this is how I will be rating her. Okay, so if you like this video regarding Michele getting downgraded because of my experience, and I eventually came to realize that not every agent in this game are basically gonna give you a win rate. You will have to choose highly, uh, with calculation, high amount of calculation, by using that character over and over again to get an idea of what is happening. Only then you will be able to realize of which character is gonna be more beneficial for you or not. Obviously, when I first used Michele, I thought, okay, she was extremely good. Yes, she is still extremely good, but at mid range, do not, however, use her at long range. If you were to use her in long range, you are gonna be losing the fight majority of the time. So overall, this is my conclusion. So if you like this video of me telling you why I have downgraded this character, then please give me a like and subscribe and click the bell notification icons to get more of this type of topic on a regular basis. Thank you, and see you again next time.